inside the Midland 22. Dawson, challenge to clear. Good common sense. Play it downfield. Play the game in their half. Two minutes of the half to go. 6-3, the Midland Division lead New Zealand. Deflection by Jones. And I think it was Graham Rowntree penalised for coming in underneath the leaping All Black. As you know, you can't tackle the man whilst he's in the air. So, here's a chance for Howarth to put it level before half-time.
That's the sort of unnecessary penalties which coaches hate. The Midlands were in no danger whatsoever, and yet the All Blacks have got a chance now to tie the match.
I think I may have singled out Graham Rowntree. I think the referee said to Dean Richards that it was actually a hooker, John Olver.
Is there any more?
Whatever, the penalty stands. So here's Shane Howarth. Well, it's good to see him playing rugby. It's remarkable that he is, really, because he broke his neck as a teenager in a diving accident. Most remarkable recovery to become an All Black. Now on his debut, can he level it once again? That's good. Fine kick. Level pegging again as we come to the last half minute of this first half. Very little injury time, I think, to add on. 6-all. Possession, cleanly won from the kickoff. New Zealand put it. John Preston played the second and third tests against the Lions, this thick sole representative of Wellington in the tour party, who some will remember was first 5/8 or fly half in the '91 World Cup with the New Zealand squad. Now the number 9 jersey. Free kick to the Midlands. The scrummage went down, back inside. Rather loose pass, picked up though. Good work by Wells. Again the little chip off the left foot into the corner by Dawson. Howarth having to hurry. 22. Over a minute of injury time played at the end of this first half. 6 points all. Midland Division against New Zealand here at Welford Road. Great excitement. Up goes Lloyd, but it's over his head. Final play of the first half, and certainly a great lift up from the divisional performance by London on Saturday by this determined Midland side under Dean Richards, though I suppose the principal observation is that this New Zealand side has yet to click, and certainly is no way living up to the example set by the first All Black side that we saw on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's a fair summary, Nigel. I think, ironically, the Midlands will be thinking that they want more points on the board, and that they've had most of the first half. They've enjoyed the lion's share of possession, and yet the score at the end of the first half is 6 apiece. The All Blacks might actually come back from this. This is the scrummage. As the ball comes in, the Midlands pick forward, and if you push forward, if you see the ball there, in a minute a hand will go down as the ball sits on the goal line just there. Now the question is, whose hand is that? And the referee the referee probably couldn't have given the decision, but it looks as if it's coming in from the Midlands side.
Yes, the Midlands were in no doubt, I think, themselves, but at least they picked themselves up and from ensuing play won a penalty to go ahead again. But it really is a great contest ahead, and certainly the Midlands doing themselves and English divisional rugby proud at this stage.
Paul, I'm just very interested to see Norm Hewitt's throwing in, which is very flat and very fast. Now, is that a sign that they really are struggling a lot in the line out and it's becoming a little bit of a lottery by his throwing?
I think it's the way he throws the ball in, Chris. Sean Fitzpatrick favours that type of throw as well, and it seems the All Black tour party try to get the ball into the line out as quickly as possible. The idea is that the jumper gets in front of his man, and if the ball comes in quickly, they get an advantage that way. So I don't think it's a struggle, but there's no doubt that it's not as easy to be accurate with that kind of throw.
Well, there up to our left, the All Black tour party. Laurie Mains, the coach, well poker-faced, and clearly perhaps with some concerns with his newcomers, largely his newcomers out today, not producing the goods. But I must say it's a very difficult act to follow, as Earl Curtin was saying before the match. I mean, the All Blacks are absolutely delighted with their first effort, and certainly in decrying the London division's performance, one had to say it really was excellence by the New Zealand All Blacks, but not so today. And remember, these fellas are all wanting to turn in the goods to challenge for test places in the weeks to come. Can they do it now? Referee Brian Sterling has kept firm control. New Zealand face the wind, which luckily for them has dropped quite a bit. Dean Richards, first man to handle for the Midlands, and Dawson knows his way into the All Black half. Deep it goes, but not in touch. Howarth is there to cover. That may still be in play. John Steele calls. That's a well-judged kick. Just dropping outside the 22. Ellis looked a bit untidy, but he's nearly made up for it. Recovered and nearly got through. Set up to his pack. Allen rolls it off. Still available to New Zealand. Preston, Stensness. Hesitation. But offside by the Midlands.
Go on, Backy.
Just going back to the kickoff, Nigel, the restarts have been a very important part of the Midlands' hold on possession. Richards there secured the ball, all his forwards got round him, and they've controlled the game in that way as well.
Yes, those small things they are seen, but absolutely critical. Dropouts, restart kicks. Needing to give your team at least a 50-50 chance of repossession. Clarification of the call for Norm Hewitt. John Preston not looking as comfortable as Foster was on Saturday, but nor is his pack in front of him. This is Preston now, sets it to Hewitt. Perhaps they'll try a few more of these close quarter drives they've been missing so far. That one worked. This is Ellis trying to slip his way through. Initially past Challoner, but held outside the 22. Liam Barry, the long link to Eric Rush, has tremendous speed inside Stensness, short of the line. Held up as close as that. The drive by Allen, once more held on the line. Hewitt is poised. It's still there. Preston, whistle's gone. And the relief to the Midlands is that the New Zealand didn't get it back in time by the referee's judgment. And meanwhile, stoppage. Bit of a let-off there, Paul Eckford, really.
This time the All Blacks have got much more pace on the ball here. There's Eric Rush is actually making ground with the ball in the hand, and there's much more purpose about the whole method of their play. Stensness there just gets pulled down by Richards. What a great tackle.
It's a vital tackle, that, because he enveloped the man. Midlands on their own line. Scrummage collapse. Richards heels on his own goal line. Dawson under pressure. 5 metre scrum. It's 6-all. There's pressure on Dawson. A bit slow that time. And New Zealand get the put in. Preston. It's a good shove by the Midland division. But it's a full penalty against the Midlands. Dean Richards helping hand to John Wells, his Leicester teammates, and all Leicester back row. Never much emotion or expression, just gets on with the job. Turns to face this man, Shane Howarth, who's kicked his 2 penalty goal attempts so far. This is going to be from just about 5 metres in from touch.
The Midlands have done the hard work. They'd shunted the All Blacks off the ball and disrupted their back row move, and then I think it was either Dean or John Wells just went over the top and killed the ball.
Teed up on the little mound of sand. 6 points all. We're 4.5 minutes into the second half. Important kick for the newcomer to All Black colours, Shane Howarth. Made a good contact with it, but it's wide, and touchdown by John Steele. It stays 6-all, 5 minutes played of this second half here at Welford Road. Paul Challoner, product of the Royal Grammar School, Guildford, Harlequin member. On the charge again, Hewitt. Much more in the style of Saturday's performance. Johnson has stepped over the ball, was offside though. Well, I think he thought the ball was out.
It's one of those difficult decisions for a referee to make. Johnson comes in from the right-hand side and steps over the ball. He's on his feet, but the referee has decided that he's not part of the ruck and he's coming from an offside position. But well, it's 50-50 in my book.
You win some, you lose some. There's Martin Johnson, once capped against France last season, but now set to establish himself there as a key personnel member in the England side. So it falls once more to Shane Howarth to try and give New Zealand the lead for the first time in the match. Has he pulled it too much? Yes. See it curving away. And the post, so to speak, came too late for him. It stays 6-all. New Zealand significantly have spent most of these opening minutes camped in the Midland half. It's a good drop out. Touch judge has a flag raised on the near side. So they'll stop eventually. Thornycroft. Peter Wakefield on this near side. The touch judge still has a flag raised. They'll finally all come back to discover from Brian Sterling the cause. So it looked as though it happened just after the restart. On the dropout, John Olver being spoken to for stamping. Penalty to New Zealand. Happened as the Midlands came pouring through after the hoisted dropout. And Howarth this time not tempted to go for goal, but to play down to the corner. There is a bit of a breeze, not too much of one. Surprising, really, from the 10-metre line. You'd have expected a goal kicker to have a shot.
It's a crucial period for the Midlands. The All Blacks have had 2 penalties and missed them, and they've got to get out of this of their half in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I feel.
They're in a bit of a rut here, in a bit of a hole as a New Zealand counter. Howard came in, but I think it was Stuart Potter with the tackle on the fullback. Fine tackle it was. New Zealand possession again, though. Bull Allen gets it away. Howarth in the line again. Here comes Hewitt, the hooker, out wide. Howarth once more in the move. He's got Timu wide, but he can't hold it. There's John Timu of Otago, originally winger, then full-back, and now back to wing three-quarter again, as he was prior to the Lions Test series when he was full-back again. An injury to Stensness is being attended to, so Liam Barry drops out of the scrum.
You get the feeling that the shape of the game is changing. The All Blacks are in the ascendancy, that they're moving onto the ball much more quickly with more purpose. The Midlands are very much on the defensive at the moment.
Stensness is going off for further attention. The All Black doctor, John Mayhew, quickly across, and the young centre, the 22-year-old from Auckland, Lee Stensness, is replaced, or about to be, by Matthew Cooper, who was full-back on Saturday. And to the relief of the Midlands, meanwhile, in the action, as the scrummage breaks up, New Zealand are penalised. And so the Midlands now have the chance to get out of trouble. Attention of the referee being brought, with the acknowledgement of the need for a replacement by the doctor. So Cooper there, had such a fine game on Saturday, takes up the position in the centre. Paul Challoner puts it back for the first time in some minutes into New Zealand's half. Attention now required for John Olver. Well, the relief of the clearance kick, but as you say, Paul, it looks like a very, very crucial few minutes of the game coming up.
I think it's very finely balanced, actually, at the moment. But in the second half here, the New Zealanders have actually dominated it in terms of territory and possession. That's a marked difference on their performance in the first half.
They've started using the player standing off, driving at the opposition very effectively several times with Norm Hewitt. Fitzpatrick and friends watch. The rain, heavy drizzle now falls. Magnificent hoisted kick by Challoner. Richards cleans it up as so often. Midfield just outside the 22. Dawson poised. And I think Challoner could be set for a drop goal attempt here. He's standing directly behind. Here he is. No, didn't catch it. But the tactical kicking of Challoner has been one of the features of this Midland performance. He's dropped them superbly and caused mayhem at times in New Zealand's defence.
Peter Rossborough, the Midlands coach, thinks that Challoner is one of the best kickers of the ball in the game today, and on this performance you have to agree with him. Absolutely,
and a player who, as Mike Slemons said in England's A tour of Canada during the summer, that was a tour on which Challoner, who always promised so much, came of age. There's another man who may be finding his time will come. Neil Back, the hero of the home crowd, and they're all rooting for him to get the call up to that 7 jersey in an England shirt. But it's not secure yet by any means. It's a good pick up by Preston. Jumping with the wrong hand, though, by New Zealand. Using the outside arm. It's a free kick. What can the Midland division make of this? Looks like the set piece tap penalty ploy. Pearce, Ulver and Lloyd standoff. Or will it go straight through to Challoner or others in the pack? Here's the run round. Johnson into the 22. Bit of momentum, bit of steam up here by the Midlands. Dawson saw a gap that wasn't there. Back steps in. Links to Challoner, switches now to Potter. But Cooper saw that coming. Nailed his man. All Blacks there in number. Danger threatens. Preston. Timu. Midlands offside. And Matthew Dawson's taken a blow as well. He's receiving attention. Looks he might have pulled a muscle in his thigh. Howarth. Dawson hopping back into the fray. Mitchell moved up to the front, effective. This old warrior of Waikato. Another big man, Hewitt. And tempers again, Flair. It's obstruction by New Zealand. Penalty to Midlands.
We're moving into the last 25-30 minutes of the game, where traditionally New Zealand turn up the heat. But the interesting question is really, with this inexperienced New Zealand party, with five players new to the New Zealand side today, if they can manage to do what their predecessors have done.
Storming kick from Paul Challoner. Exactly what his pack would have prayed for. Back into the All Black 22. Preston just hooked his kick away. Did well, in fact. Almost had John Ulver on top of him.
Straight back now, Midlands.
It's the halfway line. John Ulver, one of the 9 players who were in the Midland side that lost heavily to South Africa last fall. Set up now for New Zealand by Allen. Away by Preston. Ellis, mismove, past Cooper, straight through to Aroni Clark. Bottled up in turn by Ian Bates for the Midlands. Good stifling tackle, that. But it's there again from the pack. Preston, Ellis. Cleverly placed.
The match is going through a bit of a quiet phase now. It's almost as if both sides are summoning up energy for the final push.
We've just over 23 minutes to go. The scrummage won't go down till Ian Jones is set. Neil back. 14 times cap for England A. Started out with Usden Minis and then Barker's Butts, 2 thriving local clubs just outside Leicester, hoping their protege will end up as a full England international airline. Alongside him, Liam Barry. Johnson couldn't hold. Preston to the safety of his pack. It's only about 8 metres from the division line. And they're still in control of this one. They're driving them all. Still driving. Danger threatens here. Midlands in disarray. New Zealand on the Midland division line now. Still there. Finally held. It was stopped and not released. Trifle harsh maybe on the All Blacks there. It seemed to be going forward still.
It's the new law, I think, Nigel. You can't tell me that makes sense. They made 25 or 20-25 metres and then they have to give the ball away because of a law change.
Yes, it seemed like a temporary hold in proceedings right on the Midland line. Collapse scrummage. Dawson on his own line. They've got the heel. He's got the kick.